Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How are you all? How are you? Hey, everybody. How you doing? How you doing tonight? Yes. Good to see you all. How are you doing? All right, it's that time. It's that time, everybody. I'm your girl, none other than Pastor BJ Connections. A little of this, a little of that, but always more. All right, it's that time, y'all. Go ahead and let's take care of the housekeeping business while I'm talking. Go ahead and like and share, like and share. Hello, everybody. Hey, Mom. Hey, Sister Fowler, how are you? Hey, Kendria, how you doing? How many of you are blessed on tonight? We are here to have a good talk, a good talk, a good talk, a good talk. Glad to be with you all on tonight. Listen, I am a little tired tonight. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. So I don't know how long we're gonna be up here. So hope you all have had a great day. How was your day? While we're talking, go ahead and just take care of that housekeeping business. Let somebody know that Pastor BJ Connections is on and we're going to be sharing on tonight. Thank you all for your continual support, your love. We appreciate you. Amen. He said, you got your cup of tea. All right, Kendria. Yes, get your cup of tea. Let's get it. Your cup of tea, your coffee, your espresso, whatever you need. We don't do alcohol over here. No, we don't. But, no judgment zone here. No judgment zone. Yes. So get what you need. Get your food. If you need your popcorn, your potato chips, go ahead and get it. So do me a favor, like and share. If you're on YouTube, then go ahead. Hey, Elma. Good evening, my dear. Good evening. Good evening. Get yourself together on tonight. Let's talk. We're going to talk about how to wait on love. And I've been telling y'all, don't let that topic fool y'all. Don't let it fool you. All right. Don't let it fool you. How to wait on love. And so we're going to talk tonight. So I hope you all have had a great day. It's been kind of a busy day for me, but nevertheless, it's been a great day. I'm glad for new connections. I'm glad for new connections. That has been a great day. She got her skins. Elma got her skins. Hey, Evangelist Petaway, God bless you. How are you all? Hope you all are having a great day. Let's talk on tonight. Go ahead and like and share. We're going to talk about some business. I got some great stuff coming up for the month of March. I'm so excited. Listen, for the month of March, we got some fantastic stuff coming up. We're going to do kind of like a two-part thing for the month of March. Right, yeah, we're going to do like a two-part thing for the month of March. All right. So we're going to for the first part of March, we're going to be talking about finances and stocks and all of that stuff. I have got a really great connect, and they have agreed to be with us to talk about stocks in the stock market and mutual funds and all that wonderful good stuff to get your finances in order, start saving some money. That's a good thing. And then we're going to also talk about canceling out debt, how to cancel out debt, how to get out of debt, how to save. Listen, I think I know how to talk about that, and I know how to get out of debt. I know how to save and all that wonderful good stuff. I had to learn. I learned the hard way, but I had to learn. And so listen, I have paid off some debts. I really have. And how to pay off debts without going through a debt consolidation company. Debt consolidation companies are good. They are, don't get me wrong, because I tried them as well. But you can save that fee from the debt consolidation company if you would do some simple steps yourself. All right, but that's for the month of March. And then also in the month of March, the latter part of the month of March, we're going to talk about domestic violence in the church and domestic violence in and out of the church. How about that? Domestic violence in and out of the church. All right, so we're going to talk about that as well. The private shame and the private pain. the private shame and the private pain. We're going to talk about that as well. So look forward for the month of March. We got a nice little lineup happening right there. All right. So let's talk on tonight. Go ahead and like and share, y'all. Y'all had a great day today. Y'all know this is real laid back. I like y'all to talk to me. I like for y'all to engage in this conversation with me. I like for y'all to do that. Yes, and I think we're gonna give some more gifts tonight. So let me put y'all name and stuff up on the. Y'all know we got our picker, right? Some people was up there. Kendria, where's your mama at? I'm gonna talk to your mama. She won last time, but she wasn't here, so she couldn't make it. So she didn't get the gift. She didn't get the win. Whoever. Okay, let's put some names up here. Sister Fowler's up here. Betty Jones, Kendra Good. Let's take some names. Elma, I gotta put Elma's name up here. We're gonna give out some gifts tonight. Valentine's Day is coming up. Valentine's Day is coming up. What are y'all doing for Valentine's Day? I'm just doing some housekeeping stuff, and then we're going to Kenyatta is up here. As people come on, DeAndre Palmer. Not sure who DeAndre is. All right, but we're gonna put him up here. As people come on, we'll just add their names. All right. I like my little picker. We're going to do some things. Valentine's Day is coming up. All right, y'all. So let's get to the conversation on tonight. Let's get to the conversation on tonight. All right. We're going to talk about this. Let's talk about this. Last time we talked about the alpha female and the boss woman. You know, believe it or not, there's a lot of men that don't like that persona. You know, they don't like that. They don't mind you having a career. They don't mind you being good at what you're good at, but they don't want you to have that persona and that air, you know, that you don't need them. Women that say, I don't need no man. I don't need no man for nothing. Lies. Unless you're just not into men. But that's a whole nother topic for a different time and a different day. All right. Unless you're just not into men, then, you know, listen, you know, women that say, they usually are women that are been hurt and, you know, can't trust and all that stuff. So we talked about that. We talked about love is a choice. Love is a choice. Women want love. Men want respect, right? Men want to be respected. You got to start asking yourself the question. For those who are wanting a relationship, wanting to be married, you got to start asking yourself hard questions. And when you meet somebody, it's an interviewing process. You gotta ask them the hard questions. But before you meet that person, you got to start asking your own self hard questions. You got to be honest with yourself. I love how Shakespeare says, to thy own self be true, right? To thy own self be true. You got to be able to now start asking yourself questions like, why do you want to be married? Why do you want to be in a relationship, right? And then we talked about why so many African American women are single. But we're going to talk about all of that. Listen, we're going to dive some deep because I want to come back to African American women in the church, the abuse of African American women in the church. We're going to dive a little deep, but not during this topic in this series. So stay with us for a little bit. Stay with us. All right. So tonight, ask yourself the question, are you ready for love? Are you ready for a relationship? Are you ready? And what does ready for you look like? What does really being ready look like for you? Is that you just saying that you're ready and you want a relationship? Do you have some healing that you have to do? Look, men love confident women. Men really do love confident women. They want you to be confident and comfortable in your own skin. And what can be a real turn off to men is if you're not confident and comfortable in your own skin. But men love confident women. They don't want you to be your self-esteem to be low, your self-image about yourself to be distorted. They don't want that, because that's a turn off. All right. Because if a man is saying, I find you attractive and I like you, and then you don't even like yourself, how do you expect him to continue to like you? Right? So you got to ask yourself, are you really ready for a relationship? Is there some areas in your life that you got to heal? Right? Ask yourself, do you have realistic expectations as to what a relationship's supposed to be? Do you have realistic expectations? Are you really lofty in your thinking? Come on, because sometimes women say, I want this, I want that. He gotta be 6'5". Now, if you tall, then that's a different story. Right? That's a different story. He gotta be broad shoulders out to here. He gotta be clean cut. He gotta be light skin, good hair, or dark skin, pretty skin. Listen, you can have your preference. You really can. All right. But if that has not been working for you, if those are the type of men that you have been meeting and those men have not been working for you, you might need to reevaluate what you want. And are your expectations realistic? You might have to reevaluate some things. Do you know if you're really ready for a relationship? How do you know that you're ready for a relationship? How do you know that you're ready for a relationship? Listen, let me throw out some things here. Hey, Sister Geraldine, I was just asking about you. How you been? We missed you. How you been? Yeah, you could have won last lunch on me last week. I had put your name up here because I thought you was gonna be up here. You weren't even up here, Sister Geraldine. That's okay though. We got your name up here now. We got your name. Nice to see you. All right, so listen. Let me throw out some things with you all tonight. When we ask ourselves those questions, knowing if you're ready for a relationship, and do you have realistic expectations? How do you know if you're ready for a relationship? Do you have trouble with sharing? Do you struggle with sharing? Not only sharing your stuff, but sharing your time, sharing your space. Do you got sharing? Can you share? Right? Because in a relationship, it's just not all about you. It's about us. Do you have problems with saying or really having the words we, us, ours, those unified words that encompass everybody? Or it's me and mine? Or do you have that mindset what's his is mine and what's mine is mine? Right? Come on now. Are you open to compromising? Because guess what? Y'all could be at an impasse in a relationship, and who's going to do the compromising? Are you open to compromising sometimes? It's my way or the highway. I don't care what he says, how he say it. If it ain't my way, then I don't got nothing for it. Come on, y'all. Are you really ready for a relationship? Do you have realistic expectations of a relationship? How about this? Are you a good listener? Do you know how to actively listen to somebody? How about that? Do you really know how to actively? And for those that are married, you might be struggling in your marriage. So you might have to evaluate whether or not you was really ready for a relationship. You're struggling not because stuff is going crazy in your marriage. You're struggling because you just unsettled in you about your relationship. And not because anything's wrong, but because maybe you were not quite ready for that type of commitment. Right? So, how about this? This is a big one. Do you have a healthy trust level? Are you one of those women that like to go through his phone? Are you one of those women that can't trust him even when he's out of your sight? Are you one of those women that have to pick up the phone and say, we got to FaceTime every time we talk because I got to see where you at? You might not say that out loud, but you might be thinking it. Do you have a healthy level of trust? Why are you not trusting him when he hadn't did anything? He hasn't done anything to cause you to question his trust. Now listen. Listen. You got to be trustworthy too. You have to be trustworthy as well. He has to be able to trust you as well. Healthy level of trust. If you've been in a relationship and you got out of a relationship and the relationship was just really, not a good relationship. And so now, now you're at this place where you're like, I don't know if I can trust somebody with my heart. I don't know if I can trust somebody with my life or just being with someone. Then you need to heal. That's a sign that you need to heal. You need to wait. Don't jump into another relationship and heal. Because now you need to figure out you before you can be with somebody else. Oftentimes, we enter relationships premature and we realize that it really ain't the other person. It might just be you. So you got to be able to have a healthy level of trust going into a relationship. Unless that person, listen, I'll trust you until I can't trust you no more. Because if you show me something that's contrary to what you said or what you do, and I can't trust your word, you remember back in the day, we used to say your word is bond. I still stand on that premise. I'm gonna take you at your word until your word is no longer bond in my life. Because when your word becomes no longer bond, then guess what? Guess what this little girl gonna do? This little black girl gonna exit stage left. Because I can't trust you. Right? But as long as you are, listen, I'm not saying people don't make mistakes. Because people make mistakes. But you have to be able to have a healthy level of trust. Getting to know somebody, being in a relationship with somebody, you got to have a healthy level of trust. A lot of people struggle and relationships struggle because people don't have a healthy level of trust. You constantly blowing up his phone, constantly texting him, constantly wondering where he at. He at work. Let the man work. Or vice versa. If you meet a guy and he wants to know your every step and your every move, he might have some trust issues, either trust issues or control issues. Hear me what I tell you. If you meet a guy and a guy does not allow you to do what you need to do, and he's constantly blowing up your phone, not because he thinks you so beautiful and he missed the sound of your voice, but he want to know where you at, and you told him, oh, I'll be back home in about a couple of hours, and you didn't get home until 3.5 hours later, and he like, well, you said you were gonna be home in a couple of hours. Why you ain't call me? Why you still out? Because then you ain't tell me. That's control and that's trust issues. Listen, back away from that type of man. Trying to tell you, because he got to deal with some stuff on his own. He got to deal with some inner stuff himself. So he got to come also with a healthy level of trust. If a man want to know, like, listen, you can't talk to somebody or you can't say hello to somebody, that's a problem. That's a problem. They got to have a healthy level of trust. You out and somebody walk by, you like, oh, thank you. Somebody held the door for you, like, oh, thank you. He be like, why are you talking to that man? You like, wait a minute, dude. I wasn't talking to him. I just said thank you to him. He held the door. That's not a healthy level of trust. That's not. He got to come with a healthy level of trust as well. She said, kick him to the curb. Yes, action speaks louder than words. Sometimes words can overshadow actions. I'm trying to tell you, because sometimes it's not physical abuse. Sometimes it's verbal. And verbal sometimes can dig deeper than physical. So sometimes it ain't about the action. Sometimes it's about their words. Listen to what they tell you. If a man tells you, ladies, let me help you out. Let me help you out. If a man tell you he don't want a relationship, believe him when he tell you that. Don't try to make him. If he say, listen, I like you, we can just kick it. but I ain't looking for nothing long term, let it go. Let it go. Unless you're just dating to be dating. But most women are dating to be married. They want to meet somebody that they can spend the rest of their life with. They want to meet somebody they can go long term with. Unless you're just at a place in your life where that's not your thing, and he says, I want to just kick it, and then you say, okay, I just want to kick it too, then fine, so be it. Then have at it. Listen, live your life. I'm assuming that you're grown, and you can't tell no grown person nothing to do. So listen, you got to have a healthy level of trust. All right, in a relationship, right? If you're getting to know somebody, are your expectations, right? Are your expectations realistic? Are you open? And can you be open and vulnerable? Oh, that's a big one right there. Ladies, are you open? And can you be open and vulnerable? Do you always got a guard up? Do you always, he trying to show you and prove to you that he like you, that he want to be with you, but you always got this guard up, right? Can you be open? And can you be vulnerable? If you cannot, then that means you still have some work to do, that you might not want to be in a relationship right then and there. I'm not saying go into something and let all your guards down. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying you got to be open and willing that if things begin to progress, that you can begin to let down your guards. But if you so guarded all the time, then you might still got some work to do. You might still got some inner self work to do. This is a big one this day and age. This is a huge one this day and age, because we got social media, we got cell phones, we got selfies, we got TikTok, we got all kinds of stuff. This is a big one. This is a big one. Can you keep someone else's confidentiality? We don't talk about this with social media age. We don't talk about keeping someone else's confidentiality. Keeping someone else's confidentiality. Are you blasting everything on social media? You shouldn't blast your whole entire relationship on social media. You should not take pictures. Listen, hey, let me put this disclaimer out there. Because this is Brenda right here. Other people might not see it as a problem, but this is me. I just don't think that you should take and put your spouses, your significant other. I don't think that you should put their pictures on social media of them sleeping. I don't think you should do that. In your bedroom, I think that should be your own private space. That's just, now people might say, well, you just being, whatever. Listen, because that's the problem. Let me tell y'all something. You want to know how some women know so much about your man? And you want to know how so many men know so much about your women? Check your Facebook page. Check your social media page. Check it, because you put everything out there, and now everybody knows everything about your spouse and about your person that you like, about the person that like you. Y'all done put everything out there. Now everybody knows everybody. Now you wonder why folks slide into one another DM and try to talk to the guy that you're interested in. I said it. Can you keep somebody else's confidentiality? Why do you have to put every move, every step you take, every time y'all go out, what they like, what they don't like? Y'all putting everything on social media, and then you wondering why people are sliding into people's DM. I mean, people gonna do it regardless, because if they find a person attractive or whatever, they're gonna do it regardless. But why help them out? Why help them out? You mad at your girl, you mad at your man, and y'all putting it on social media. A mess. Lies. I mean, you just cannot do that. I think that's just, I don't think if you notice, this is what I say. This is what I say. It's okay to put pictures of you and your significant other or your spouse up there, but you don't have to put your whole life. I noticed something. I noticed something. I noticed that a lot of mature marriages don't do that. They don't do that. They don't have to put their stuff out there. They know that, listen, this is ours. So, or a lot of couples, mature couples don't do that. They're like, this is ours. We don't have to have the world in our. Notice how I'm saying these words. I'm using words, not my, not theirs, our relationship. Sometimes you got to start changing. You want a relationship, start changing your terminology. Start talking in the vernacular of we, ours, together, partners. Start talking in that vernacular. All right. So can you keep somebody else's confidentiality? Right? Or how about this? You going and you telling everything. You going and you telling everything. You're telling everything. Everything about this person to your family, to your friends. You telling everything. And they got their feedback on it because you know they don't like them no way because that's how they do. Right? Are you ready to be a partner? Are you ready to be a partner with somebody? Listen, you gotta, it's about that sharing. It's about that space. It's about, listen, partners don't necessarily have to be in each other's face every single day. Or when I say every single day, even if you're married and you're in the house with somebody, you can still be partners and be in separate rooms. And when I say separate rooms, I'm like, he looking at TV over here, you looking at TV over there, or whatever the case might, you reading a book, he looking at TV, or vice versa, whatever. I'm just saying, but you got to make sure that it's not a problem when you do come around. You want to sit beside one and they like, no. Can you be partners with somebody? Can you and this person come together and say that we are partners in life? I do marriage counseling sometimes, right? I do marriage counseling. And so one of the things that I often say, and I often ask couples, engaged couples, I oftentimes ask them, can you do life with this person? Can you see yourself doing life with this person? Waiting on love means that you got to do some work on your own. Waiting on love means that you got to figure out what are the real expectations that you should have for a relationship? What are the real, knowing whether or not you're ready or you're not ready? I knew at one point in time that I was not ready at all. And I did not do it. I did not date. I did not do anything. I did not talk to anybody because I was like, I got some stuff I got to deal with. Whew, I got some mess on me. Yeah, I had to stop. So listen, I asked people, when you meet somebody, one of the key questions you need to ask, especially when you see that it's going forward, is, can I do life with this person? Can I see myself doing life with this person? Now, what does that mean? That means, can I see myself doing life? Can I see myself going through death? Because there's going to be death that happens in his family, his friends, vice versa with you. There's going to be financial issues sometimes, maybe, possibly. It happens. There's going to be sickness, maybe, possibly. It happens. There's going to, if you have children, then there's stuff that goes on with the children. It happens, right? There's times where you might not like this person. There are times where this person you might even make a stupid mistake, a foolish mistake that's going to cost in the relationship. And guess what? It ain't, now you gotta fix it. You gotta fix it. No. Remember we talked about those words? You gotta say, okay, how are we gonna fix this? Because it's not about them and it's not about you. It becomes a we, it becomes a us. It becomes, we're partners, we're together, right? So can you go through life? You got to ask yourself that question. Can I see myself going through life with this person? I have a friend and they were like, I I can't see myself going. I don't want to go through that. One of the biggest things they said, I said, can you see yourself going through life with this person? They said no. They was like, I don't even want to go through the death with them. I don't want to be around when they're mourning the passing of their loved ones. I said, whoa, that was deep. I said, well, then walk away. Walk away quickly. Walk away quickly. They said, nope, I can't. I don't want to be the one that have to comfort them. I don't want to be the one that have to soothe them. They was like, I don't want to go through life with them like that. And so you got to ask yourself that real question and be honest with yourself. Can you go through life with them? Right? So ask yourself that. Defining and understanding how you will function in a relationship is key. So when you meet somebody, how you wait on love, you got to know what kind of role you want to play in a relationship. Do you want to be that boss woman? Do you want to be, that alpha female in the relationship? Or do you want somebody to come in? Listen, I'm okay with the brother taking the lead. Listen, take the lead. Go. Take it. Run with it. Take the lead. I will support. I will be your biggest cheerleader. Absolutely. Long as you're doing right, and you ain't gonna lead me down no dark path that I don't know where I'm going now. That right there ain't gonna happen. No, sir. Absolutely not. All right. So listen, you got to know what kind of role you want to function in a relationship. Do you want to be? I know somebody. I used to work with them, and they literally. They was like, I don't want to work anymore. They called their husband, had this nice long talk with their husband, and their husband was doing pretty good financially for them. And so he was like, all right, fine. She was like, I want to be a stay-at-home mother, and I want to raise our sons because they have sons. She's like, I want to raise our sons. And she ended up having, she had one child. Then she ended up, before she left, she had another child, she had another child, and then she had one more child after that. So she's a stay-home mother. She's still a stay-home mother. She said, this is the type of role I want in this relationship. She said, I don't want to go out to work. Working is raising my children. You got to know what kind of role. You got to define the type of role that you want in a relationship. People don't know what they want. How do you want? What do you want? You ask a woman or ask a man, what do you want in a relationship? Most of them cannot answer that question. Can you answer that question on tonight? Can y'all answer that question on tonight? What do you really want in a relationship? If you know what did not work in previous relationships, then you need to scrap that whole entire list and you need to start all over from the beginning. Because if you're trying to make a list that did not work for future relationships, scratch the list, start all over. Be realistic. Be realistic. Be realistic. Be realistic in what you are asking and what you are seeking. All right. In a relationship, this is what I want y'all to know. In a relationship, will you make him better, and will he make you better? In a relationship, will you be able to make him better, and will he be able to make you better? When I say that, let me explain that right there, because I don't want nobody misunderstanding what I'm saying. You're not going into a relationship trying to change anybody. The moment you go into a relationship and try to change somebody, it's going to cause a lot of problems in that relationship, because you want people to be their authentic self in a relationship. I don't want to be with somebody that's not their authentic self. I want you to be your authentic self. I don't want you to sing your representative while we're getting to know one another. I want you to be your authentic self. Right? So when I say make better, meaning that there are people that should be able to come into your life. If this is the person that's supposed to be in your life and you want in your life, y'all supposed to be able to come into one another's life, and they feel like they want to be better. Like, I want to grow in this area. I want to do this. You can enhance one another. You can enhance who that person is, and that person can enhance who you are. You're not changing them. You're just building on what is already naturally theirs. Sometimes men have dreams. Ladies, let me tell you this. Sometimes men have dreams and visions, but they just need somebody behind them to help be their cheerleader, to help push them to where they need to be. It's not you changing them. Because the moment you try changing a person and you don't want nobody trying changing you, listen, I already said this is who I am. Either take it, leave it, whatever you need to do. Right? So you wanted, so they said, listen, I really wanted to do this. I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to be able to do this. And then you're pushing them behind them, making that, helping them to make that thing happen, making them better. That's what I mean by that. And vice versa. Vice versa. You sit down and you talk to them, because of a real man, a genuine man don't have problems with you having dreams and visions and goals in your life. He wants you to, because it'll make your relationship better. It will make your relationship better. So what happens is that when you sit down and y'all talking about your dreams, your goals, and your visions, and guess what? He was like, all right, cool, we'll make that happen. Yeah, let's do this. He's going to push you. He's going to try to help you along the way. He might say, you might say, I always wanted my business. He might say, you know what? Don't worry about it. Let's get this business that you want up and going. I'll carry the financial burden. And then once your business is up and going, we'll be straight. Right? That's him helping to make you better. You say, I always wanted to go back to school to get my college degree, my undergraduate, my bachelor's degree, my undergraduate, or even your master's, right? Whatever it is. I always wanted to go back to school and get certification or start this type of career. And he might say, okay, go ahead and do it. You know, how long is it going to take you? You say, oh, 2 years. He said, okay, for these next 2 years, I'll make sure that we straight. Go ahead. And then when you get your job, boom, we can flow in that manner. It's helping to make one another better. That's what you want in your life. That's the type of person you want in your relationship. Now, they selfish. Now, listen, you don't want somebody that's selfish. All they want is you to support them, but they don't want to support you. And you don't want to be selfish to nobody else either. You don't want to be selfish to anyone else. Listen. Why do you want to be in a relationship? Ask yourself that question. Why do you want to be in a relationship? These are two of the worst answers to say when you say that you want to be in a relationship. Right? Married couples, if you got a healthy marriage, you know that it's all about a transaction. It's all about a transaction. Give and take, help and assist and help, sacrifices. You know, it's all about this transaction back and forth, right? In a healthy marriage. I'm talking about healthy marriages. I'm not talking about, marriages that got major issues going on, because that's a whole nother area, that's a whole nother area. But why do you want to be in a relationship? Why? And these are some of the worst answers that people give. I want to be happy. Listen, I want to be happy. That's what they say. I want to be happy. Or the other one is, I don't want to be alone. Whew, listen, another person can't make you happy. I'm sorry to tell. Let me give y'all, this is a news flash. Another person cannot make you happy. Either you're going to be happy going into a relationship with who you are and yourself, and they can just enhance your happiness. But you got to be happy on your own. You got to know how to like yourself. You got to know how to laugh at yourself. You got to know how to enjoy yourself. Because if you don't, and you're looking for them to make you happy, what happens when they mess up? What happens when there are days where he or she just don't want to be bothered with you? What happens when you thought that they were going to be able to make you happy, but they don't make you happy? Because it doesn't lie with somebody else. It lies with you. You got to get comfortable and in knowing how to enjoy yourself, knowing how to laugh at yourself. I was talking to someone this evening and I was telling them a story. They was like, maybe you might not want to tell nobody else that story. I said, but it's okay because I learned and I understood. And it's a good belly laugh. And I'm laughing at myself. I'm okay with that because I learned from it. We were talking about something and I told them about it. And I'm like, they was like, maybe you might know. And it was just a simple story. It was just really a simple story. You know, I was telling them about when I first moved down to North Carolina, right? And I didn't know what cotton looked like. I'm a city girl. I'm from Camden, right? And girl, no cotton in Camden. I knew what blueberries were because we picked blueberries, right? But I was telling them that one day I was in a car with some friends of mine, and it was kind of cold that morning. We were at work, and it was really cold. We had to go out on some cases. Really cold that morning, and I looked over into a field. I said, "Hey, y'all, I just not too long got down to North Carolina, and I said, "Hey, y'all, it must have snowed last night." And they was like, no, it didn't snow last night. And I said, yes, it did. They was like, Brenda, no, it didn't. I was like, they was like, why do you think it snowed? And I told them, I said, look at all that snow over there on the field. And they said, girl, that's cotton. I never seen cotton before. Right? And so here it is. I learned because I was not cultural. I didn't have that culture to know what cotton looked like. I didn't know how that looked. I didn't know, right? So listen, you know, you got to learn how to laugh at yourself. You got to know how to be happy by yourself in a space by yourself. You have to learn how to be happy. And then guess what? They can come in and they can enhance that peace and that happiness. But you can't rely on somebody else to make you happy. And the other thing is what? I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. There are a lot of lonely people in marriages. There are a lot of lonely people in marriages. Guess what? There are a lot of lonely people in marriages. Just because you get married and you have somebody physically there does not mean that you will not be lonely. Does not mean, right, that you won't be lonely. You gotta know how to, you know how sometimes you tell kids they gotta learn, especially only children, you tell them they gotta learn how to entertain themselves. That's the same thing with you as an adult. You gotta learn how to entertain yourself. You gotta learn how not to be lonely. You might be alone, but you don't have to be lonely. Marriage is not going to solve the issue of you not wanting to be alone. It won't do it. You're gonna fool yourself. You're gonna get twisted up. You're gonna have a fit because it's not gonna solve that. What if they don't want to be around you? What if they gotta go away for work for about a couple of weeks? What if they're sick? Or what if, I mean, anything can happen. What if they just don't want to be around you? Point blank, period. Like, I don't feel like you today. Then what? You got to be comfortable in who you are right now before you find love. You got to be comfortable with understanding and knowing what you want and have realistic expectations. A lot of times our expectations are crazy. I'm not saying that you cannot have what you want, but sometimes you got to reevaluate your list. My list from my 20s look totally different than my list now at the age that I am now. My list look totally different. It looks completely different. So you got to know and put your expectation in perspective. So that means that you might have to go back to your list that I really would like this, and this. Might go through that list. Put what is the most, you should have a top 5 as to what's most important to you in a relationship. What are your top 5? What is your top 5 in a relationship? Drop the theatrical production in your mind. Drop that theatrical. For all my ladies that are Christians, saved, love the Lord, read the Bible, you won't have Boaz. Sorry. Leave Boaz with Ruth because that's who he belonged to. Get your own man. Let Boaz rest. I mean, Boaz done had so many women. It ain't even funny. I don't even think he was trying to have that many women. Let him rest. Let him rest. Let Boaz rest. He belongs to Ruth. He was Ruth's husband. Get your own man. Have realistic expectations. Drop the theatrical production in your mind. Drop all of that you think how it's supposed to be. Whatever you think that it's supposed to be, drop all of that and start all over again. Drop all of that, start all over again. Because more than likely, it's going to be the least likely one that you expect. He's probably not going to fit the mold that you normally, or she might not fit the mold that you expect, or that you thought that it would. That's never, I heard a lot of people say that. Need somebody I would have never dated, but it just worked. It worked. I ain't even think I like, dark-skinned guys, but I dated a bunch of light-skinned guys and it never worked. It just worked. It worked. Sometimes it's not the image or the production that you have created in your mind. Sometimes that's the very thing that's holding us back because we got these lofty expectations. We got these high expectations, and it's not like that. Come on down. Listen. You got to have standards. Don't get me wrong. You got to have standards. You got to have an expectation. You got to stand to look at that person. Listen, there's a girl I used to work with. She used to always say it. She always said she wanted an ugly man. She said, I want an ugly man. She said, I just want an ugly man. And we were like, why? What in the world? She said, because an ugly man is going to treat you right. An ugly man is going to do everything for you. Ugly man is going to treat you nice, the whole 9 yards. And she went and she got herself an ugly man. She was a nice looking lady too. Nice looking lady. She went and she married an ugly man. I ain't gonna lie, she did. But guess what happened? His confidence got boosted and he started cheating. So a man is a man is a man is a man. Listen, if they're going to cheat, they're going to cheat. But I'm not saying that, but I'm saying sometimes you got to drop the theatrical production that's in your mind. Drop what you think you want. Start all over again. I promise you, if you were to take your list and scrap that list and sit down and start asking yourself these hard questions, what are my real expectations in a relationship? Drop that theatrical production, drop the fantasy, drop all of that. This is real life, right? Drop that. Ask yourself the question, am I really ready for love? Am I really ready to be in a relationship? Let me think about that. What do I want out of a relationship? While I'm waiting on love, what do I want out of a relationship? Drop the theatrical production in your mind. I tell you what, if you are friends with any of your ex, I'm talking about good friends that they ain't thinking about you, you ain't thinking about them. Okay. Somebody that, y'all was like, y'all were doing pretty good, but it just didn't work out type of thing. I guarantee you, if you go back and you ask that ex, like, what did you think about me in a relationship? I'm not talking about somebody that got bitter, mad at you or whatever. I'm talking about somebody that's mature. They're like, yes, it was what it was. We had it. We good friends. We cool right now. I go about my life. You go about your life. It just didn't work out. I'm talking about those type. You go and you ask them, or I'm going to tell you this, talk to your good girlfriends, not those haters. Talk to your boys, not the haters, not the ones that are jealous of you, and ask them and say, what do you think about me? What kind of guy do you see me as? Take their points and then put them down and then line up your expectations. Line up who you think that you are. Line up what you want in a relationship. I guarantee you one or two things. You're either going to say, oh, I got to work on that, because that's going to be a mess right there. Because your ex going to tell you the truth at that point in time, because they like, listen, I don't got nothing invested in you. I'm going to tell you the straight up truth. If you kept hearing from all your ex, you don't let nobody do nothing, you so guarded, or you mean, you got nasty attitude. If you keep hearing that same song through different people, it's not them, it's you. It's you. It's you. If you keep hearing that same old song from one person and they don't know each other, you met somebody else and they're saying you stingy, you stubborn, you selfish, you crazy. They say you crazy, and you keep hearing that same old song, you might need to get evaluated. You might need to get evaluated. So listen, if you constantly hear something from one person to the next and it's the same thing, they're telling you this, take that. Stop getting offended by it. Stop getting upset by it. Take it and work on it. Fix it. So that way it won't come up in the next situation. It won't come up in the next person that you meet. You're healing along the way. While you're waiting, make sure that you're fixing yourself, you're healing. And get realistic expectations. Oh, because I don't think we have realistic expectations. Are you emotionally available while you're waiting? Are you emotionally available? Are you emotionally available? Are you still missing and loving somebody else? I don't care who you are, whether male or female. If you are still in love with somebody else, you're not going to meet that person. You're going to meet people, but you're not going to meet that person. Because and if you do meet them, it's not going to work out, because you're continuing to be tied to that other person. You still have not allowed your heart to be available to somebody else. I like to ask the question to a person, can you trust me with your heart? Because listen, that's a big question. That's a big question. Ask somebody that you really talking to them, dealing with them. Ask them, can you trust me with your heart? If they say no, then know that ain't going to work out. If somebody can trust you with their heart, they're giving of themselves. They are completely giving of themselves. Because I could be asked that same question. And if I look at you cross-eyed and be like, I don't know about all that, then you got to question that. You got to start asking yourself, before you can ask anybody else these questions, you got to start asking yourself those questions. Are you emotionally available? Are you emotionally available? Are you still crying over them back there? Are you emotionally available? Are you still dealing with childhood issues, far as your mama and your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, your grandparents? Are you still dealing with childhood? Are you emotionally available? Can somebody love you, and can you love somebody? Are you emotionally available? Can you let somebody come into your world? Because that's really what it is. When you start entering into a relationship with somebody, you're waiting on love. You want them to come into your world, and they're inviting you into their world. Are you emotionally available? Most people, they think that they are, until they get into a situation and they find out that they really aren't emotionally available. Because guess what? They're afraid to trust. They don't want to share. They don't want to compromise. Right? Are you emotionally available? That's a big question. Am I still attached to somebody else? Am I still hoping, wishing, and dreaming that God, he would just, or she would just, if they could just know how much I love them, if I could just show them that I could be the person that they need. If you got to do all of that, guess what? That ain't the one for you. Are you emotionally available? You so wishing and hoping on somebody else, and Mr. or Mrs. Right coming along, and they sitting there looking at you in your face and talking about, hey, trying to talk to you, and you still thinking about Jim Bob. I don't know. I'm just throwing out names. Jim Bob and Mary Sue. Are you emotionally available? Can you trust? Can you share? Can you be open? Right? Because if you're not emotionally available and you try to get into a relationship with somebody, guess what happens? You'll begin to get upset and angry with that person because that person is not the person that you are emotionally attached to. So now you begin to compare the new person with the old person. And then the new person is trying to figure out listen, what is your problem? And they're not realizing that you're comparing them with them. If you're not emotionally available, that means that you have to begin to sit with yourself. And I mean, you got to begin to talk to yourself. And guess what, y'all? When you're not emotionally available, that means you have a soul tie going on. You have a soul tie. Soul ties are not all about the physical intimacy. That's not all that soul ties are. Soul ties can be the fact that you are still joined at this person. And y'all, no, you can't break, you're not able to break that connection emotionally with that person. So now you're study tied you got to break that, because guess what? You're not going to meet anybody because you're going to always compare. You might not even really think that you are comparing with the new person with the old person, but you really are, because your expectations are not realistic of this new person. This new person is being who they genuinely are, but yet you're still imposing onto them what the other person was. No, you got to break that. You want to a healthy relationship like that. You cannot. So work on that. Work on that. Work on that. Hey, y'all. Y'all still there? All right, y'all. We're about done. We're done for this evening. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Ask yourself those questions. Those are good questions. Those are good questions for you to really, really dig deep to see, are you ready for a relationship? Are you ready for love? Right? Valentine's Day is coming up. Valentine's Day is coming up. I got something special for the ladies on tonight that maybe if I could get it out to you in enough time, you could get it in enough time. I don't know if y'all going out for Valentine's Day or not. I don't know what y'all doing. All right. But if not, you can wear it for another dinner date or whatever. Might meet that special someone or whatever. So I want you to look pretty and nice. And so for the men, I'm just going, we'll cash app you lunch for the men. Cash app you lunch. Okay. So if you're a man, so let me see. You have to be present. Hey, Donald Cozart. You got to be present to win. Because if you're not present, then I can't. And you don't. Now you got to respond. If I call your name, then you have to respond. Because if you don't respond, then we're going to X you out and move over. Trigger's up here. I guess she's still up here. You got to be present. Paquita. All right. So you got to be present. So let me get ready to share my screen, everybody. Let me make sure I got everybody. I got Elma up here. I think I got everybody up here. All right. You gotta be present. All right, so let me show y'all what I have. For the guys, I'm just gonna cash app you lunch. It's gonna be $10. That's it. Hope you can get lunch with that. That's about it. I was supposed to take somebody off of here, and I don't see there. I don't see. Oh, right here. All right, let me share my screen, everybody. Y'all ready? Did y'all enjoy the talk tonight? Talk back to me, y'all. Did y'all enjoy the talk tonight? All right, some of y'all can see that screen. It's going to come up. Y'all enjoy the talk? Cool. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. Somebody giving me thumbs up. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. All right, can y'all see the screen? Okay, I got to... Hold on, y'all. Let me fix this. Acting crazy on me. All right, y'all can see the screen? All right, everybody's name is up there. I think everybody's name is up there. If your name is... If I don't see your name, then, and I don't know you up here, then that's why your name is not up here. All right, so for the ladies on tonight, I should have said this. Hold on. Let me show y'all what I have first. All right, hold on. Let me show y'all what I have. This is what I have for the ladies. Can y'all see that? Oh, wait a minute. Wrong way. Look at those earrings. This is for the ladies. Right? I saw these and they, well, never mind. Let me just say this. This for the ladies. All right. So y'all can wear those like maybe on a date or something. Aren't they cute? Aren't they cute, y'all? They're real cute. Yep. So that's the ladies. So we're going to do the ladies first. And maybe I could get them to y'all. I can mail them out tomorrow. You got to inbox me your address tonight, and I'll get them out into the mail tomorrow. All right. And to the men, we're just going to cash app you lunch. All right. Here we go, ladies. Here we go, gentlemen. Gentlemen and ladies. Gentlemen and ladies. All right, y'all. Here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all like those, huh? All right. I don't know who's praying quick. Y'all can see it? Here we go. Let's spin the wheel. Sister Fowler, you won. Are you up here, Sister Fowler? Because if you're not up here, then I'm gonna have to give it to somebody else. I'm gonna have to go back. You gotta respond. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sister Fowler, you have to respond. All right, she didn't respond, so let's go. Let's pull somebody else. All right, let's see. Sister Fowler didn't respond, so we got to go to somebody else. You got to respond. All right, here we go. Teresa Singleton. Are you still up here, Teresa? Are you still up here, Teresa? You got to respond. If you're still up here, Teresa, are you up here? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Teresa, are you up here? Still up here? All right, let's go somewhere else. Wow, this is hard giving away these earrings tonight. Ready? Here we go. You got to respond. You got to be up here. Oh, no, we got to take. She can't do that again. All right, so let's try it one more time because she got it again. So let's go again. DeAndre Palmer. Are you still up here, DeAndre Palmer? Where's everybody at? DeAndre Palmer, you get lunch. That's a male. So DeAndre Palmer, you get lunch. Are you still up here, DeAndre? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody done dropped off. They didn't even wait for the prizes. Didn't wait for the prizes. All right, let's go again. Paquita, are you still up here? Sugar, are you still up here? Paquita, are you still up here? You get some earrings if you're still up here. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Paquita. All right. All right. You have to respond. Let's go again. Woo! We done dropped off a lot of people tonight. Our numbers were up there. Geraldine Goodsmith, are you still up here? You got to respond, Geraldine. Are you still up here? Respond. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're getting down to the bare minimum, y'all. Sister Geraldine. All right, let's go. Somebody's going to get it. Kendria Good. Are you still up here, Kendria? Sister Geraldine, you just missed it. Sister Geraldine, Kendria. Are you up here, Kendria? Let's go, Kendria. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Kendria, you putting thumbs up. You putting thumbs up, Kendria. All right, Kendria, you going to talk to your mom. She was putting thumbs up. All right. Kendria, you got to determine, do you want your mom to have them or you want these earrings? Because she was late. Sister Geraldine was late. I had already spun again. Yep, I had already spun again. Right? Yep. Somebody inbox me an address. I don't know who address is going to go to. But you got to respond. So You got to respond. So if you don't respond within that time frame, then I have to. Then she said, "You never know that, Kendria." She said she gonna be on dinner before me. All right, send me an address. Somebody send me an address. Somebody send me an address. Okay. All right. Let's see how many men do we got up here. One. Well, we know DeAndre. He's not up here. He left. Who else is up here? Kelly. Kelly, I can't give it to you. You won last time too. You won last week. Not that many men up here. All right, we don't have that many men. And last men that was up here, I think they dropped off. All right, y'all gotta stay to the end. You never know what I'm going to do. You never know what I'm going to do. You never know. And you never know what I'm going to have. Somebody inbox me an address for these gorgeous earrings. These gorgeous, 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 gorgeous earrings. Gorgeous earrings. Maybe you could borrow them from your mom, Kendria, when you need them. All right. So yeah. All right, everybody. Thank y'all so very much for being a part, staying with us. That we have a little fun at the end. I just enjoy doing that little picker wheel. I really do. I sure love do. All right, but I thank you all for joining us. One more time for Pastor BJ Connections. Listen, if you know somebody, a young person from the age of 12 to 17, we have our Yes School. It will not interfere with their regular school. And this is something that they will do to create a job, to create an entrepreneurship for themselves. It is virtual. We walk them through the steps of creating their own business. We help them to home in on their ideal and make sure that it's realistic. And we ask them to invest their time and their energy if they want to be a true entrepreneur, and we walk them through the steps. So if you know of a young person between the ages of 12 to 17, they can email us at yesschoolee@gmail.com. We'll be glad to send some information to them. And no, don't put your Sister Geraldine, you done already did it, but don't put your address up on the news feed, sweetie. Never do that. Never do that. Never do that. Go ahead and delete that and send it, inbox it to me. Don't put your address up on a news feed, because you got people that always see that. You don't want to know where, you don't want everybody to know where you live at. All right. So go ahead and delete that off real quick. And we'll definitely, let me see if I can delete that comment for you. Yeah, I'll delete it. Just inbox it for me. Inbox it to me. You don't want everybody to know your physical address where you live at. Okay. So inbox that. All right. So, but if you know a young person between the ages of 12 and 17, go ahead and let them email me. We'd be glad to send their parents and them information about Yes School. Is really going to empower them to help them to become an actual entrepreneur. We're going to walk them through the steps about everything: marketing, selling, setting up, whole 9 yards. All right. So if you know somebody, send them our way. And let them email us at yesschoolee@gmail.com. Thank you all so very much for joining us tonight. I'm your girl, your host, none other than Pastor BJ Connections. It's a little of this and a little of that, but always more. God bless you. Have an awesome evening. See you all next week, Tuesday evening at 7:00 for Bible study. Bible study next week, Tuesday, 7:00. See you then.